Welcome, boils and ghouls. Prepare yourselves for a spine-chilling journey into the macabre world of horror and dark humor. The voice, rasping and filled with macabre glee, could belong to only one being. A figure so iconic, so terrifyingly delightful that it has haunted the dreams of many. The Crypt Keeper, skeletal host of HBO's Tales from the Crypt, beckoned viewers into his world of horror for 7 spine-tingling seasons. With his bony fingers and cackling laugh, he became the face of fear for a generation. From 1990 to 1996, this anthology series, based on the infamous EC comics of the 1950s, brought chills and thrills to late-night television. The show was a perfect blend of horror and nostalgia, drawing inspiration from the golden age of horror comics. Each episode, a macabre masterpiece, served up a twisted tale of terror, often seasoned with dark humor. The stories were crafted with care, ensuring that each one left a lasting impression on its audience. Think of it as your favorite scary campfire story, but with better special effects and a wicked sense of humor. The show took the essence of those campfire tales and elevated them to a new level of horror entertainment. The show, a delicious cocktail of horror, humor, and morality tales, quickly gained a cult following. Fans from all walks of life were drawn to its unique storytelling and unforgettable characters. Viewers were captivated by its unique blend of classic horror elements and modern storytelling. The show managed to strike a perfect balance between paying homage to its roots and pushing the boundaries of the genre. But Tales from the Crypt wasn't just content with being a cult classic. It sought to expand its reach and influence, venturing into new and unexpected territories. It dared to do the unthinkable, market itself to children. This bold move was both surprising and ingenious, as it opened up a whole new audience for the show. Yes, you read that right. The show, known for its graphic violence and adult themes, somehow found a way to appeal to younger audiences. This was a testament to its versatility and broad appeal. The show, known for its graphic violence and adult themes, somehow found a way to appeal to younger audiences. Through clever marketing and strategic adaptations, it managed to capture the imaginations of children without compromising its core essence. How did this show, a carnival of carnage and dark humor, manage to capture the imaginations of both adults and children? The answer lies in its ability to adapt and evolve while staying true to its roots. Let's delve deeper into the crypt and uncover the secrets behind its success. Join us as we explore the eerie corridors and uncover the hidden gems that made Tales from the Crypt a timeless classic. Tales from the Crypt stood out in the television landscape with its anthology format. Unlike many other shows that followed a continuous storyline, Tales from the Crypt offered viewers a fresh, new experience with each episode. This unique approach kept audiences on the edge of their seats, never knowing what to expect next. Each episode was a self-contained story with a new cast, setting, and terrifying tale. This allowed the creators to experiment with different styles and tones, making each episode a unique piece of horror art. The variety in storytelling kept the show exciting and unpredictable. This format allowed the show to explore a wide range of horror subgenres, from slashers and creature features to psychological thrillers and the supernatural. Whether it was a gruesome slasher, a spine-chilling creature feature, or a mind-bending psychological thriller, Tales from the Crypt had something for every horror fan. One week you might find yourself in a haunted house, the next in a creepy carnival. The show's ability to transport viewers to different eerie settings was one of its greatest strengths. Each new location brought its own set of horrors and mysteries, keeping the audience engaged and intrigued. The possibilities were as endless as a graveyard at midnight. The show's creators took full advantage of this, crafting stories that ranged from the macabre to the fantastical. The eerie atmospheric settings added to the overall sense of dread and anticipation. But what truly set Tales from the Crypt apart were its themes. The show delved into the darker aspects of human nature, exploring the motivations and desires that drive people to commit horrific acts. It wasn't just about the monsters lurking in the shadows, it was about the monsters within us. The show wasn't just about delivering cheap scares, it explored deeper, darker aspects of the human condition: greed, jealousy, revenge. These themes were woven into the fabric of each story, making the horror feel more personal and relatable. The characters' flaws and vices often led to their downfall, serving as a cautionary tale for viewers. Each story served as a morality tale, often with a wickedly ironic twist at the end. These twists were a hallmark of the show, leaving viewers with a sense of unease and contemplation. The moral lessons, though wrapped in horror, were clear and impactful. These weren't just monster stories, they were human stories, warped and twisted by our own flaws. The characters were often ordinary people whose darker impulses led them down a path of horror. This made the stories all the more chilling, as viewers could see themselves in the characters' shoes. And that, perhaps, is the most terrifying thing of all. The realization that the true horror lies not in the supernatural but in the human heart. Tales from the Crypt masterfully blended horror with human drama, creating stories that were both frightening and thought-provoking. It remains a timeless classic, a testament to the power of storytelling and the enduring appeal of horror. No discussion of Tales from the Crypt would be complete without mentioning its iconic host, the Crypt Keeper. This wisecracking, pun-loving skeleton, brought to life by a combination of puppetry and stop-motion animation, became synonymous with the show. He was more than just a narrator, he was an active participant in the show, introducing each tale with ghoulish glee and often interjecting with sarcastic commentary. The Crypt Keeper's humor was a key ingredient in the show's success. He provided much-needed comic relief, ensuring that the horror never became too overwhelming. He was like that mischievous uncle who tells you scary stories but also makes you laugh between the frights. His presence added a layer of levity to the proceedings, making the show more accessible to a wider audience. Section 4. Horror with a Wink. Balancing fear and fun. Tales from the Crypt understood that the best horror often has a touch of humor. The show masterfully balanced its scares with moments of dark comedy, creating an experience that was both terrifying and entertaining. The Crypt Keeper's puns and one-liners were just the tip of the iceberg. The show itself was filled with darkly comedic moments, often stemming from the character's own hubris or the ironic twists of fate that befell them. This blend of horror and humor was part of the show's genius. It allowed viewers to enjoy the thrill of a good scare without becoming overwhelmed by the darkness. It was a delicate balancing act, but Tales from the Crypt pulled it off with aplomb. Section 5. Tales for Tiny Terrors. Marketing to kids. Now let's address the elephant in the crypt. How did a show this gruesome appeal to children? It's a curious phenomenon, isn't it? A show filled with macabre tales and eerie characters somehow managed to capture the imaginations of young kids.
The answer lies in the show's marketing. The creators and marketers behind Tales from the Crypt were nothing short of geniuses when it came to appealing to a broad audience. While the content of Tales from the Crypt was undeniably adult, the marketing surrounding the show often targeted a younger demographic. They knew that kids are naturally drawn to things that are a bit spooky and mysterious. This was particularly true of the show's merchandising, which included everything from toys and lunchboxes to trading cards and even breakfast cereal. Imagine waking up to a bowl of Crypt Keeper cereal or carrying your lunch to school in a Crypt Keeper lunchbox. These items were designed to be both fun and slightly edgy, making them irresistible to kids.
This marketing strategy, while seemingly bizarre, was surprisingly effective. It created a sense of intrigue and excitement around the show, even for those who were too young to watch it. The marketers tapped into the universal appeal of the forbidden and the unknown. Children, drawn in by the Crypt Keeper's over-the-top personality and the show's spooky aesthetic, became fans of the franchise, even if they were too young to watch the show itself. The Crypt Keeper, with his ghoulish charm and dark humor, became a sort of anti-hero for kids, someone who was scary but also strangely endearing. This created a generation of Tales from the Crypt fans, many of whom would later go on to discover the show as adults. The nostalgia factor played a huge role here. As these kids grew up, they sought out the show that had fascinated them in their youth, leading to a resurgence in its popularity. The clever marketing not only captured the imaginations of children, but also ensured the show's lasting legacy. The impact of this marketing strategy can still be seen today. Many of the children who grew up with Tales from the Crypt merchandise are now parents themselves, introducing their own kids to the spooky fun. The cycle continues, proving that a well-executed marketing strategy can create a lasting cultural phenomenon. So, the next time you see a child fascinated by something spooky, remember the legacy of Tales from the Crypt. It's a testament to the power of marketing and the enduring appeal of a good scare.